Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
So good to see you in your new atelier.
Yeah, well, yeah, getting there, getting there. You should not see the other room. It's behind the door and it's full of packages still, but like getting there. I
This is
have
how it
been,
is. This is
yeah,
how it is. This is how it is. A designer's room got to be messy, right?
yeah, not too much, but just a little bit.
I think it's important. I mean, if it's too clean, then I guess that you are out of thoughts. Only when you see things around, you come up with new ideas, and that's how it kind of works with me.
Yeah, no tabula rasa, never. Like, not totally. There needs to
Not
be
too
some texture there.
All right, all right.
Uh,
So this happens to be your last session, and this happens to be my last session. And looking forward to having a chat about our common love for denim, to how we recycle denim, and what is the future of recycled denim, and how is digital fashion going to be post COVID and now, and what are people going to expect in the Helsinki Fashion Week final show, right? This is what we're going to talk about today.
yeah.
All
Well,
right.
first, like, how has it gone for you, the Helsinki Fashion Week, for until now? Like, when did you start to do your collection for this show?
I started doing my collection, I think from January onwards. That's the time when I think we got I got selected for the physical Helsinki Fashion Week. But post that, I think in a month or two, I would have gone to the factories, just starting to get the fabrics and recycled fabrics and trims and things like that out. And there, the COVID thing happened, and then there was a massive lockdown in India, and we are still under a lockdown in India. I mean, the cases are rising tremendously here. But then they say that when adversities happen, there are still you got to look beyond that. I mean, then this Helsinki Fashion Week digital kind of happened, and it has opened just so many possibilities, and I'm really looking forward to what is going to be in store for us on the 31st. I mean, for me, and I think your show is when?
Well, actually, I had a different story because I was not going to participate this year. I have participated on Helsinki Fashion Week 2 times, 2017 and 18,
Oh,
where
wow.
of course it was the traditional show and the clothes were there and showrooms were there and everything. So this is like being a part of Helsinki Fashion Week. It's not a new thing for me. It's like the third
Right.
time. But as I came only in the middle of May, so I was not like in the start along at all. So I didn't know like what had happened before, and it was quite like fast that I became part of this event because I had been only like doing some stuff on my atelier, and as I have known Evelyn for quite some while, I just sent it some photos to her like, hey. Look, I did this kind of stuff here. I'm doing MEM again because I had like 1 year break in between. And she was like,
Right.
oh no, you have to participate. And then of course I went through the whole process. Like
Right.
I was not chose like this. I had to go through the whole thing and the interviews and everything. But then it came quite exciting because after I signed the papers and everything, I was told like, okay, you have about 2 weeks time. And I was like, whoa, okay, well, let's do it. Of course, it was good because I had been thinking of different pieces to my new collection, which I would have made like in some part of the future. But now
Right.
it just came reality like really fast. And
Right.
about the digitality, that was like a totally new experience for me.
For me
So
too. I mean, I think it's a very new area for all of us, traditional designers especially.
yeah, and
Yeah.
especially when you don't like physically meet the people who you are working with, like the cooperation is between different continents, in
Right.
some like thing like occasions. I was lost of word, but like actually I started to make the pieces, and the collaboration look with Nursa and Hilal was the first one we did, like, and we did that in 48 hours
Oh,
from
wow.
from sketch to finished look. It was
Wow.
48.
Wow.
I think I have been in a quite roller coaster ride also.
But
Because
I
like
want to ask you, why were you focusing so much on the physical garments? Because physical garment presentation happens only at the end of the year. Right now, there's nothing to do with the physical garments, right? So why were you in a hurry to do it?
well, actually, I had made few, and because I work, I don't really sketch anything. I just like curve them into the doll straight up. Like I take fabrics or recycled denim, and I just create the look into the doll, and afterwards I take the patterns out. So the process is a little bit like upside down for me.
Right, right.
Yeah,
So you drop it first.
yeah, and of course, I have quite like many dimensional forms in my clothing. So if I would only make patterns, and especially because I didn't have any kind of understanding, like what I need to put into the pattern, like what kind of information I should put into the pattern that they can assemble it in digital form. So this has been quite the learning experience to understand what happens after I send the AE file to the 3D people, like what they need to know. So
Right,
there was like mix-ups and stuff with the forms, like they because my patterns they look really weird because of the forms, and very
right.
often I have like upside down like assembling like the order where you have to put the stuff together. So there were a few like things which we have to fix, like this sleeve looks a little bit weird, like what did you attach there? Yeah, oh okay, yeah, you have attached that. No, and then I had to, but finally it came out like I have my looks and I'm happy.
Nice, nice. As long as you're happy in the end.
Yeah, how did it go for you? Did you have anything like ready before you started? Did you have some kind of ideas or?
So my physical garments are still not ready. I told you because when we started off, the whole lockdown thing happened, and then it was about to get finished to the first few mocks for me to see, first few swatches for me to see. Again, the whole lockdown happened, so we are still under that lockdown phase, and people are actually kind of scared to get out, at least in Bangalore, India. So it's a little fidgety for me right now with no physical pieces, only digital pieces to look at. But I guess with time, by the time we have our physical piece presentation in Helsinki, we're going to be better off because by then all the pieces are going to be ready. Hopefully, the COVID is going to settle down and things like that.
Well, we see about the second wave. We don't know about that.
Right.
We are here in Finland and safe because we had a really like the height of the wave was not really high, and we had a really small amount of deaths, for example, in Finland with COVID. So
Right.
it well, it was a devastating thing when it came because we were
Right.
also like 2 months we were at home and trying
Right.
to do some things. And of
So
course, I have my seamstress service, so I couldn't do that work at all. Like all my money dropped into zero like this in few days. So
uh,
it's something.
so are
But
the
I'm
pieces out now there?
no, it has gone. We just opened up, I think, 1 month ago, so we
Okay.
can go places and stuff like that. But we had like 2 months of lockdown too here, but it was
Right.
more in the spring, so it's quite
Uh,
okay. I have been looking at your like pieces and like the small things which I have seen. I'm really interested. You have a lot of textures, like made
yes.
textures on the denim, and I
Right.
know that it's a really it's a difficult process. Like it's a long process to make that kind of like structure on the denim. So
Right.
how did how did it go digitally? The whole process. Did you have to do some kind of sample things for them, or
So
yeah?
firstly, to start talking about how the physical textures, how did the idea of physical textures came to life? When I'm doing the recycled fabrics, I come across very good looking fabrics, but only a meter, only
Yeah.
like a 2 meter. You know how it is? You can't really make the whole garment because the fabrics are different, and these are all like cutting waste from the denim mills and industries, right? So idea was to get it all together in a way that it doesn't look different fabrics, right? It looks holistic as one piece. So we started making swatches, and the whole idea of this eco fur, which is actually a denim but looks like a fur. It looked
Oh,
so cool when it came as a washed sample. But then came the tricky part to convert it into digitally. So I remember working with Zil, who is the 3D designer I've been working with. She and I, I would make a swatch, scan it, send it to her. She would do it on a digital form, send it to me. I'm like, no, it has to be more ripped, it has to be uneven, it has to be this color, that color, the vest is white in denim, it can't be like this. Oh God, we had a crazy time working on frayed denim. There is one dress which is like so difficult, but it looks like a masterpiece now because it had like, so this one dress has 5 textures going. There are pipings, there are threads, there are this, that. I'm particularly looking forward to seeing that.
I think even if we are using quite the same like materials, like we are both using this kind of post-consumer or pre-consumer waste parts, fabrics and stuff like leftovers, but still, like your collection is like totally different because it has these textures. Like I don't have any kind of textures. I wanted to. I had this. Yeah, I had this vision like I wanted all white and I have clean like lines and clean forms and no structures at all, no like minimum zippers or anything like on them. And then finally, when I saw the first 3D things, I was like, okay, well, they're really clean. I was like, what? No, whoa, okay. But I went with that because that was the first vision I got.
Right.
But of course, this time I didn't use post-consumer waste, which is my normal thing to do. And
you
this
used
is
pre-consumer waste.
Hmm?
You used pre-consumer waste.
And it's like rewoven pre-consumer waste. So it's made the cotton pulp and the leftover denim and that kind of like straps and stuff.
Right.
From the production line, but then it's waved into a new fabric. So
new fabric, right. I think the percentage is about 40-60 60% of the virgin cotton and 40% of the post-consumer waste. Yeah, because I remember I've been working with something like this with a client. We also have a denim consultancy working with a lot of denim people. So I remember working with somebody like this. There's a company in India which does that.
But
interesting.
Do you use at all like old clothes when you're doing, for example, the photos which you have behind you, like you have this basic denim jeans on the other actually. So if you would make that kind of piece, like where would you, it's just some leftover meters of stuff, or how does it go?
Exactly. It's leftover meterage, but from the denim industry, not from the consumer's side. So there's a lot of waste from yarn to cutting stage to washing stage to sampling stage. That waste is what I'm targeting to bring it down to making the collection. Post-consumer waste, I have an idea, but for me, I think I need a little more research, because for me, post-consumer waste gets a little, it gets a little weak because people have already worn it unless it's made into a new fabric with a newer cotton. So for me to get into the post-consumer waste thing, I think I need a little more research to be able to get the quality right. The idea is to have the product live way longer than its cycle.
And actually, if you are working with post-consumer waste, it depends on the recycling system which you have in your like country, how it works.
Right.
You don't have enough good infrastructure on handling the stuff which is recycled. Then it's, I think it's almost impossible to do that kind of post-consumer stuff.
Absolutely.
We have quite good situation. We have a lot of big companies which are recycling, like the clothes. So there is a big mass of, for example, denim. Of course, it differentiates. There are different kind of mixtures of fibers and stuff like that. But I have taken that into consideration when I have been like developing my stuff, like how I do them and the methods and everything. So it can be done, but it needs quite a lot of research. I have been doing it for 8 years, and I think it took 4 to 5 years just to find the cooperative for that who would like get the denim for me.
Get that material out for you.
Yeah. I don't know, in India, how does it work? Do you have a system like, or is it a bit like just dump it somewhere?
No. We do have a system. It's not a very organized system though, but like for example, I'm working with Arvind Mills. I'm collaborating with them and getting their waste. So if it, so they, of course, I can't take their whole waste because this company is like one of the giants in the world. So I'm taking their little bit of waste, whatever I can use in my collection. Rest of it goes to these people called traders, right? So these traders take their 50 meters, because 50 meters apparently, or 100 meters apparently, also is a waste for them, because they can't really use it for their clients like Gap and Levi's, and they are like in lakhs of meters what they create. So these traders have this 100 meters roll, 200 meters, 150 meters roll. So I could go to them as well. But then these people cater to, smaller brands, smaller in-house, smaller local brands who would just need like about 100 meters to make their small collection and sell it on e-commerce, right? So, and then after their waste, after their meterage is gone, then there is a third party which goes to, which they kind of make into scraps and make bags and products out of it and rugs out of it. Basically, it's not very aesthetically nicely made, but then it does go into a process. It's called chindi in India.
Chindi, okay.
Yeah, the scrap.
Oh.
Yeah. So
well, anyway, it's good that you have some kind of system, like.
Right. Not an organized one, but here and there, it's kind of getting there.
Yeah.
People understand the concept of closing the loop slowly, which is so very important.
Yeah. Well, as you are using this kind of really specific kind of like ways of reconstructing the denim.
Right.
Could this be done, like your stuff, could it be done in series? Like, could you do like 100 pieces of one clothing, or how does it work for you? Like, are you aiming more to this kind of, not unique piece, but like that it would be custom made?
Like small quantities. So as of now, I'm not aiming at even like small quantity. I mean, like bigger quantities. I'm looking at, like, for example, I'm going to put it up on the website, and it's going to be a piece on order, so that we don't have any inventory or any that kind of waste. And then it's made as per whatever the client wants. And then making pieces, like, I'm okay with making it like 20 pieces, 30 pieces to begin with. And I'm also not looking at making like exuberant money out of it. In the sense, the point of having a good sustainable brand is not by selling it at a higher price that nobody can afford. The idea is that they're able to afford it, and they're able to adapt this new way of living. So that's the whole idea behind the brand. So not going to be like very expensive.
This is exactly where we are the same. Like exactly the same thing.
What is your costing like? Well, how many dollars are you selling a dress for?
It depends a lot, but it starts from 100 euros and it goes into 700 euros.
Nice. So I'm actually looking at about $80 to start with.
Yeah, well, that's quite the same actually, that one too.
Right.
But it's funny because you still have, like, even if you're making, well, okay, here in Finland, we have a really, really small amount of like people who can consume fashion or design. Like Finnish people, they want to be comfortable, and they want to buy some jersey stuff with a print on it, and that's it. They are not so familiar with forms or silhouettes. Like first time I went out from Finland with MEM, we went to New York, I think. I was just amazed by the way the people were articulating about my clothes. I was just listening to them like, what is this? Like, oh, you have so nice structure here, and yeah, the silhouette is perfect. And I was like, I've never heard that kind of stuff in Finland, because we just that kind of stuff. And as I don't want to make any compromises because of the sellability to my. I want to hold on to my design, so I think the it's quite the same like view I have as you. That I want to make it in tens or not even hundreds, because other problem here in Finland is that we don't really have infrastructure anymore for sewing. Like we don't have this kind of
sampling, production, factories.
Yeah, we don't have that kind of factories which would have that kind of production. 1 minute worrying.
No, we want to talk more. We just touched the first topic. We have so many more topics.
But even if, like, I think I got a little bit stuck with MEM because I would have wanted to try it out in industrial kind of like place, like that it would have been made like one seam at a time, like
Right,
traditional.
like a line, in a
Yeah,
line, assembly line.
yeah. I couldn't find anybody from Finland who could have done it. So,
How do you
like,
stitch now?
yeah.
How do you stitch now?
Well, now it's different. Maybe I could find, but like 2 years back when I was in that point that I should have like gone a little bit more out, I should have like make it grow. Then I couldn't find that, so I got kind of like stuck. And of course, there is also the fact that when you are using post-consumer waste, the production type is a bit different from traditional one. So that you would find a factory which would make these pieces for you. Then you would have a recycler who would provide the material. Then you would have to go there and teach them how to use the post-consumer waste and then adapt the whole production line into that. And the promised sales and revenue would be, I don't know yet because we don't have for that. So voila, that's it.
Yeah. Pretty similar story here, but it's just that, because I've collaborated with a mill, it's kind of easy because everything is getting made with them and the fabrics are from them. Of course, it's like a joint collaboration. So it's kind of good that over here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. All right. I think we had way more to talk about. We're going to have a call soon out of HFW.
Oh, blasting out. But hey, I wish a really good show for you. I don't remember, when is your show?
So my show happens to be, this is for all the viewers as well, my show happens to be 10:45 India time and 20:15 EST on the 31st of July. So watch out, don't miss. What about you?
Yeah, well, I will have it on Thursday. I think it's the 30th. And 18:15 Central European time. So,
oh, nice, nice.
In India,
every single show, especially yours.
Well, it was really nice chatting to you, and I wish all the best. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. We didn't look at that at all.
So I'll read out the question, tailored just for your measurements. So if it is directed to me, so I'm actually thinking of labeling the styles as, like how the sizing goes in India. Mostly we do is as S, M, L, and XL. So which is small, medium, large, and extra large. So people can go select that and then book the style and, shoot me a mail that, it actually automatically goes to my mail that this is the style selected by this person. We make it according to the S, M, L, XL, or if they want it according to their size. So this is something which I have to really think about now and then get it made according to what they want and deliver. This is how I'm going to work. What about you?
Well, actually, I have been selling through this really big internet shop, like web shop. And what we did was that you can like choose the size, but then in the process of buying the product, you need to also give me some measurements from your body.
Right. Like so it's like Etsy. Are you kind of with Etsy?
So I alterate the pattern as I'm making the dress or the jacket. I'm altering the measurements to fit the customer.
Right.
And of course, we have really long quarantine with MEM. We have like 12 months. So even if there is any kind of structural damage or something, I will fix it up. So people can just send them back and I will fix it.
Yeah. Nice. I'm going to buy one soon.
Was there another question? I think that it popped out.
No, there's no more question.
Okay, well.
All right, take care then. Big hug to you and looking forward to your show and have a blast.
Yeah, let's break a legs.
Yes, bye.